Good evening and welcome to the Big Bad Broadcast. Now on www.strongisland.com, or you can see on the Roku channel on Strong Island Entertainment app Roku.
Roku?
Whatever. It's Roku. It's Roku. I'm sorry, this is hard to do it. I just saw a little child get killed.
Don't make him say yesterday. Go ahead, John.
You got mail. This poor little kid does a face plant into a mailbox at 20 miles an hour. We laugh.
Nothing funnier.
You've got a hematoma.
The only thing would have been funnier if he was holding a puppy.
Oh, come on.
You guys have balls. It was W.C. Fields that said you never want to follow kids or an animal, and you threw it right out in front of you before you start. You guys are obstacle jumpers.
I know. We got a great show for you today. We have Mike Grief, Dean of the Clown College.
Yeah, in my new office, my new dedicated office. I finally said, you know what? I'm dedicating a space to do this show.
What did you do? A Vic Pink Floyd? And we have Craig Mitchell, the man about town, the guy who thinks he can do everything, and he does sometimes. And then we have the legendary comedian who's been around for a long time, who has his own brand of hot sauce, and he's done everything in Bruce Baum.
Yes.
Round of applause.
By the way, I have a full head of hair. That's spray on scalp.
That's hilarious.
Bruce, you have been around forever. I remember when I was, I think I was a teenager and seeing you on TV, just like John, doing the comedy shows.
Yeah, but John was in his 40s then.
John was at the Last Supper. I mean, John was the guy going, my body.
Bruce has got to be around my age, right?
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'd be able to be in your surf club.
That's right. Yeah.
Surf club.
So, because we rule. Old guys rule. Didn't you ever see the shirt?
I have one of those shirts. I have one. I have a shirt that says "Old Guys Rule."
Well, you gave it back because you're not old enough.
I'm not old enough. No, compared to you, I'm not old enough. But other people just look and they go, "Look at this old bastard. What's he doing wearing the muscle shirts? Come on, give it up."
You're surfing while Mike and I are getting carded when we buy liquor.
Getting carded.
Carded. You haven't been carded in 30 years.
Only at the doctor's office.
Well, that's what's amazing. When we were teenagers, you'd want to get a fake ID so you can buy beer and stuff.
Yeah.
Now people are selling fake 65-year-old IDs so they can get discounts at the movie theaters and restaurants.
That was what my son was saying, that when you're under 10, it's always, I'm 9.5.
Yeah.
You got to have that half a year.
Nobody says I'm 70 and a half.
Yeah.
When the pandemic broke out and you could only go shopping like early in the morning, like between 7 and 8, and they let senior citizens in and you needed toilet paper. Yeah. You see people out front fishing for, hey, can you get me a 6-pack of toilet paper? Here, get some Kleenex for yourself. It's gone from beer to toilet paper.
Now the fake ID, they want to make it. I want a fake ID to get younger so that I can put it on one of those apps and go, I'm 49.
I realized I was old when I was changing my phone carrier to T-Mobile, and they go, "How old are you, by the way?" I go, "Oh, I'm 62." They go, "You're a senior," and I got like a $40 a month plan. I'm not complaining. That's kind of cool.
There you go, senior. That's gonna be your new name. Senior Mitchell.
Senor Mitchell. It's in California.
So there's a lot of wacky stuff on TikTok. Bruce, do you look at TikTok at all?
Yeah, it amazes me. You have these parents going to these school board meetings claiming things that they're not teaching the kids. And if they'd be watching TikTok, it's amazing.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. I found this guy that we just have to see because this has got to be the worst Elvis impersonator in the world. And someone's got to tell him.
Really, I've seen some pretty bad Elvis impersonators.
This one takes the cake.
I'll start him at full volume, and I'll bring the music down out of mercy. I will. Okay, here we go.
Oh my God! Well, he looks just like Elvis, though. I mean, it's a spitting image.
He has no neck. That's all we get?
No, I think there we go.
His ghost shut him off.
Here we go.
I think
You know what's great about him? The moves.
You know how in Vegas,
like past the leg.
you know how in Vegas they have the wedding Elvis? This is the divorced Elvis.
I wish we could get a close-up of the Elvis on the wall. We can see the tears rolling down the painting.
It's Danny DeVito does Elvis.
This is the Elvis. They stand in front of the buffet as you're coming in.
Let me tell you something. He doesn't look like an Elvis impersonator. It looks like he should be shot out of a cannon.
Come in and get it nice.
Looks like he works for the DMV.
Oh my God, I'm a better Elvis than this guy.
Come on, his mother made his outfit.
Oh my God.
The Elvis or is it Roy Rogers?
But wait.
Oh,
you gotta
shutting
back
it
to
off.
one clip. Right next to him was exercise equipment.
What?
Look on the right.
Yeah,
There's his dumbbells and his so he can keep in shape.
yeah.
I thought it was a vacuum.
No, it's 2 3-pound dumbbells and a bunch of elastic cords.
Yeah. Well, you get those after you get the surgery. Then you know, he's obviously had the plastic surgery to look more like Elvis.
It's hard to be Elvis.
Come on, who does Elvis? We all do
It's
Elvis.
hard
right?
to be Elvis without a neck.
Isn't that a book? It's hard to be Elvis without a neck.
Without a neck. Oh, come on.
Why
He has
Elvis?
no neck.
Elvis only needed hips. He never needed a neck.
This is
I don't know.
the hickey-less Elvis.
Well, I you know, like, cause I don't know if don't do it as well as I used to do a pretty good Elvis. I actually read, I think I told you, for the Sons of Anarchy, and the character Bobby, one of the main characters, was an Elvis impersonator. So I had to sing an Elvis song for Art Linson and for Kurt Sutter in the office, and I had them they started backing me up on In the Ghetto.
In the ghetto.
As the snow flies
I don't know.
on a cold and gray. Huh?
I mean,
That was written by Mac Davis, wasn't it?
Was it? It might have been. I mean, that was his Elvis, one of Elvis's comeback songs, wasn't it? In the Ghetto.
And I had a hit. We'll talk about connections with Mac Davis. I had a song out called "Stop and Smell Mac Davis."
I only remember one Mac Davis song. "Baby, Baby, Don't Get Hooked on Me." Wasn't that Mac Davis?
Yeah.
baby, don't get hooked on me.
I'll just leave you and
I remember him. I remember him from North Dallas 40. He was good in that movie.
Yeah, he was great.
With Nick Nolte.
Bruce, have you ever been to Vegas when they've had Elvis convention?
I don't think I've been there when they've had a convention.
I was there with an Elvis convention, and they had entire families of Elvises checking in, dressed like
Elvi.
that.
They had
And
Elvi.
the
with
kids, like 3 little kids, the mother, the father, black Elvises, Chinese Elvises.
Wow.
one
it was
Elvis,
bizarre.
2 Elvis, blue Elvis, red Elvis.
I mean, really, it was the most bizarre thing. I was at the, I think it was the MGM Grand, and the entire lobby was just filled with families of Elvises.
It reminds me of that movie Honeymoon in Vegas, where Nick Cage he goes like skydiving with all the Elvises.
Oh, the Elvis, the Elvis skydivers.
Yeah,
They should
You
have
could get married.
events like they do at Super Bowls. If you have that many Elvises, line them up like bowling pins and play bowling for Elvises.
There you go.
So,
Knocking Elvis down, win a prize.
yeah, but they're gyrating, so they're tough to hit.
right.
Uh-huh.
Get them all down and get a Ricky Nelson doll.
Ricky Nelson.
You can get married by Elvis in Vegas. I mean, you know, anywhere you go, and I don't know if it's still. I mean,
Yeah,
Elvis
there
was
is.
so huge, but
We were driving it.
They never had like Elvis peanut butter or Elvis peanut butter and banana
They
combined.
should.
I'll bet you in Tennessee somewhere they probably did. Somebody was making that stuff.
Have you guys ever gone to Graceland?
No.
To the outside.
Yeah, I went to Graceland once. It was pretty interesting. When you walk in, they have the hallway of trophies. I thought this was really interesting. They showed a globe lit up, and then they showed you 45 records. And it said at one point, every third household in the world had a copy of Hound Dog. And if they were end to end, they'd go around the world 2.5 times.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy. You know? And then they have these huge coffee tables. And I just imagine these huge lines of Coke.
Oh my God.
And he was a sports freak. He had like 4
Are you trying to say
television-
Elvis liked drugs? Is that? Did you
I
just
would
say
never.
that?
I would never say that. I do know he liked his sports. He had 4 TVs in the wall in every room of the house.
Even in the bathroom.
I don't know. I didn't
I'm
go into
guessing.
that. Though.
He spent a lot of his time there.
But it's pretty crazy. He had a shooting gallery.
When you're trying to pass a football, you got to watch football.
Oh, dude. You know that when you're on opiates, your bathroom is you spend a lot of time in there. Trust me.
I don't know.
Not to be disgusting.
I don't know, man. My preference when I was younger and still into that stuff was always the stuff that made you move quicker, not slower. I was already slow enough.
Yeah,
what is this? True confession time?
I better stop.
Bruce never stopped.
We're just
do a couple of lines.
We're just talking about opiate-induced constipation. That's all.
As long as the statutes of limitations are up.
By the way, can you hear that grinding in the background?
Yes.
Is it too loud?
No, it's fine.
We're doing renovate. We're expanding the Nogginblast facilities.
It adds character to the show.
They're cutting tile on the other end of the.
Speaking of Nogginblast, which is the hot sauce, I'm going to show it. There we go.
Oh wow!
This is the world's best hot sauce, and I say it from experience. I love. Well, this.
See, I'm a wuss. Like I said, I like hot sauce, but I would compare to like I think we had talked about. I don't want to feel burns for like a half an hour. I just want to have the flavor.
You don't. It's great.
I usually have one of those available, and if that middle one there is brand new, it's the Nogginblast rub. You can rub it on meat, on fruit.
Wouldn't that burn for hours?
You rub it on your meat.
Wow. Now it's kind of like a seasoning, and what I did is it's not that hot, but every bottle has a dehydrated habanero or ghost pepper in it. So if it's not hot enough for you, you can just crumble it with your fingers to make it hotter.
That is awesome. What's the one that's dark red? Which one is that one? The one on the I guess
Cherry Serrano just sold out of that today. There'll be new batches coming up. So if you go to nogginblast.com and sign up for the email, we don't sell our thing. We don't, it just goes to me. And I guard that information with someone else's life.
Sorry, Mike. We just put it in the website.
That's all right. I feel like I'm outside. I'm wearing a mask. Don't breathe on me.
The hot sauce is great. I love the hot sauce. It's awesome.
So my old son-in-law used to go, like he worked for the airlines, and he would go to Tahiti and all these places. So he brought me back these peppers that are apparently like the hottest peppers in the world from Tahiti. And he wrapped them and put them in a tinfoil and put them in my luggage. And I go, I can't get through customs with this. And he goes, yeah, they won't know. So he put them in like just tinfoil. And I got through customs, no problem. And I got down to where you get your luggage, and they had those sniffing dogs.
Oh, sure.
And the dog came up to my luggage and sniffed and started to cry and walked away. I swear it's a true story.
Like my ex-wife.
He made this like little whimper and walked away. The guy goes, "Come on, let's go."
I guess he wasn't a hot dog.
Let's hope no cartels are watching this.
The dog had just broken up.
By the way, we didn't mention this when we were showing the picture. But Bruce, all the peppers that you make that sauce with, you do in your little peppery, right, in your backyard.
I have my own little peppery, and it's grown organically, and all the other ingredients are certified organic.
That is awesome. And I've had it. If you hadn't, you really need to go to that website and order it. And yes,
now aren't there like numbers on the heat level? I know that when it gets really. So do you put the numbers, or it's just all about flavor?
Well, it's the peppers themselves are, but once you put it in a sauce with other ingredients, it dilutes it. Now, the ghost pepper used to be the hottest pepper in the world at like 1 million on the Scoville scale.
Right.
The habanero, to give it reference, is 100,000. So it's 10,000. It's 10 times hotter than a habanero.
So the habanero is like the one on the beach getting sand kicked in its face by the
but
ghost
pepper. But it'll kick sand on serranos and jalapenos. And I also grew one bush this year of South Carolina Reaper, which is the newest, hottest pepper in the world.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very friendly.
I'll do something with that as a special batch because all my stuff is small batch, and it actually will put hair on your hair.
What is your tolerance?
How did you get started doing this?
Well, you know, I had head and neck cancer in 2012. And if I may also be so bold, I mean, I got through it fine. It probably saved my life. I lost 60 pounds, most of it by exercise and boxing.
Nice.
I just beat up the neighbors. But when I changed my eating habits and my workouts, and I was looking for foods that, you know, help, that are, you know, that are like immune things.
Right.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Immune support. Yeah.
So the peppers were one of the things, and I couldn't find any organic ones. So I grew some. And for 3 or 4 years, I experimented. I go into radio shows with a glass jar that just said Nogginblast on it. And they would try, woo, why aren't you selling this stuff? Oh, ho, ho, ho. And after about 3 or 4 years, I thought, well, let's give it a try. And I got my business license, did everything I had to do to do business in California. And so now I made this hot sauce, and everybody that tries it seems to really like it. So
cool. I got this feeling that actually somebody gave you seeds and you thought they were weed, but it turned out to be peppers. It was totally by accident, man. I was growing some Maui Wowie, man. And
I was going to say, what is your personal tolerance for heat, though? Can you?
I can take the ghost pepper sauce. I wouldn't eat a ghost pepper, not unless I was next to a hospital or there was an ambulance.
Yeah, you see these guys, you know.
It's huge now. That one chip challenge, that whole that insane nutty.
Let me get in the airlift chopper before I bite on this.
Well, I challenged Craig to about this one chip challenge thing.
He did.
Yeah.
And you know, I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of the hot sauce, and I've built up my tolerance so high at this point that, you know, I see these people on TikTok. You know, I'm going to do the one chip challenge, and they all.
Yeah, the one chip is like $10. He had to have a GoFundMe page. Craig had a GoFundMe page to get money for the chip.
I actually stole it from a 7-Eleven, but don't tell anybody.
There you go. I stole mine too.
I you know what? Bruce knows. I love hot sauce, and I absolutely have no doubt that all these people are just freaking acting on.
Well,
TikTok.
we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Right, we're both gonna do it and see what happens.
Which one do you have there?
What was that?
Which one are you trying?
The taquito one. I already opened it because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to like.
No,
I broke it though.
Oh, that's the hot sauce you're using?
No, it's called the taquito. The taquito okay. hot one chip. Now right. I broke it. I have it right here. And I just gotta be. I don't want to put it in my eye. That would not be cool. And Mike, you're doing one too, right?
That's why I'm wearing glasses, pal.
Okay. All right. So now
you guys are nuts.
You got to do the whole thing all at once. You got to shove it in.
You got to shove it in. Hey, wait a minute, pal.
Well, you got the rainbow there, so I figured it would be okay to say that.
This is Pink Floyd.
You ready?
Yes.
And here we go.
Oh, geez.
It's good.
Well, we can definitely see the whites of your eyes, both of you, actually.
Oh,
which
good.
really makes it.
All right, get the heating up. How's yours, Mike?
Mike looks like he's gonna die.
Taquito's not really that hot of a sauce.
Yeah, but
the amount.
You get the. Oh, look, see. You get
Stay tuned tomorrow for Tough Guys Cry.
No, my. It just a little bit in the back of the throat.
No, that's your esophagus closing.
No.
Oh, now my dog is crying.
Oh, what's that?
Looks Looks like a Smurf just came in your mouth.
Again,
Craig, did
What?
you really do that?
Yeah.
I didn't. Mine was a fake chip.
What the fuck, man?
I'm not that stupid. I've seen those challenges. You really?
No. I don't have any milk.
I thought you were.
yeah, water's good for that.
I don't. I can't believe you actually did that. I mean, it was. I wasn't gonna.
The best part about it is the best part is Mike was acting and it looked better than him.
It did.
Oh my God! He's looking. Oh my God! He's gonna die.
Can we?
Wait, you know this might help the ratings a lot.
Can you turn your video? Can you turn your video off until you pass on? Turn your mic off too, please.
Yeah.
What an idiot! Oh my God!
I can't believe it. Well, see, he said it. He didn't
What was
think
that
it would
blue
actually affect him.
What was that? The blue stuff, the lining in his stomach.
It was
No,
ink.
the chip is for some reason. I guess the peppers are the peppers blue. Bruce?
I think his chip was blue. No, the torpedo is usually a red or
I
light
think
red.
the Smurf got blown.
I think he had. Yeah.
Hey, come here, Papa Smurf. Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm Papa Smurf. All right. He's back.
Wow.
Fuck.
Well,
Do you like it?
Burns. It still burns.
Did you like it?
He's crying. Yeah, he loved it.
Stay tuned next week for the second part of this.
I feel like it's a Monty Python bit, man. We're gonna put him over my shoulder and drag him out. Bring out your dad.
Can you please turn your mic off? We don't want to throw up.
I actually thought he was doing okay. So I guess he got a heat rush there.
Anyway, so how do I just go to Nogginblast and buy some? Change the subject.
Hey, so wait a
So
second.
how about that Elvis?
Wait a second. So you faked the whole thing?
Oh yeah, I'm not that stupid. Have you seen those one?
Yes,
challenges?
they all look like that.
I honestly
Have you seen it, Bruce?
I think there are people.
Yeah. He faked me out. I thought he was having more pain than Craig.
I was going to keep going, but then I'm
so
like
funny.
going. He's turning blue, and I'm like, maybe it's
That's so funny. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you go from there?
Hold on. Here, let me have another challenge. Whoa, hey, all right.
What are you eating now?
Blue chips.
Look at his face. Oh no! Stop! Edit that out. That's disgusting.
Oh, by the way, Craig, you win.
I've never seen Orson Welles cry.
Let me throw up.
All right, this is really disgusting. Can we talk about something else?
By the way, I've got to mention something that's in the news. I don't get political.
Well, you can.
Well, no, this is real. Just recently, the South Carolina governor signed a bill that was passed by their state legislature that allows death row inmates to pick their execution. So now they can pick death by firing squad. And as a result, now California has a bill moving through the legislature to give death row inmates their choice. And one of them is the California ecocution. And that's where they take the death row inmate and they put him in a handcrafted slingshot at a Renaissance fair. And they give him 2 hits of Humboldt Jack and then fling him 100 yards into a solar-powered wood chipper where his remains are dispersed as mulch over actor Tom Selleck's avocado farm.
I love it.
And also,
boy, they could just do this.
Yeah. And in Texas, they're offering death row inmates the Texas Quick Justice Squad, and that's as soon as you're convicted, the jury opens fire right there in the show.
Oh man,
that's an interesting thing. If you were on death row, I mean, just imagine and you could pick a way to be executed. I mean, what would you pick?
Death by Bunga Bunga.
Death by Bunga Bunga. What was that old Monty Python? Speaking of Python, we brought up before. Monty Python had a bit of like that in what was it? The Meaning of Life. Wasn't it The Meaning of Life? And they're getting chased. He gets chosen. He gets chased by all these naked women, and he's running, and then he goes over the cliff, right into his grave. He jumps right into his grave.
Wow. Well,
Craig, are you back?
I can't talk.
That's a bonus.
I can't. I can't feel my tongue.
He's giving you the finger too. I can't feel my.
No, this is for John. Yeah. I gotta tell you.
Isn't this where Craig was supposed to plug his new movie? I'll mention it since it sounds like you're having difficulty. Craig's got a new film coming out. It's kind of a cross between My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Harry Potter, and Jeremiah Johnson. It's called My Big Fat Harry Johnson.
Oh my God! Stop it already. Maybe you get that company for a sponsor.
We were wrong. I
mean, look at you, right? What more of an endorsement would you want than that? Oh, they're hot.
What I want to know,
I've had Bruce's hottest sauce. It's great, but I would say it's probably what I just did is 1,000 times hotter.
1,000?
Oh, come on, dude! Your sauce is great. I put it on hamburgers, for God's sakes.
I also go for taste.
It's great. It tastes fantastic.
Well, why else would you make this stuff? I mean,
this is to murder you. That's what this chip does.
Those chips have nothing to do with taste.
They have no redeeming value. But what I want to know is
Bruce's sauce is like gourmet. It's amazing.
I want to know the guy who's getting $10 a chip for those.
Like,
what kind of scam is that?
I hope it contributes to his death. That's what I can tell. That's what I hope.
No, well, he's a genius. You get people to go out there and get this trend going. I mean, how many millions this guy's probably made off of this one chip challenge? I mean, it's just it. And see, the reason why I allowed Craig to do it now, because I've seen them.
You're a dick.
I'm watching these videos and I watch people almost die. And
you let me do it. And you faked me out.
I thought you'd be smart enough to
I'm not kidding. I think I lost a tooth.
Wow.
I think you burned it out. Oh my God.
You should open up a dental extraction office then. Who wants to go to the dentist? You give them a chip, charge them goodbye.
Hey, listen, to thine own self be true, man. I mean, the hottest stuff I go and like I said, if I'm going to try Bruce's stuff, but I like Frank's hot sauce is about as hot as I get, and that's probably
better.
And that's probably the wussy stuff.
It's way better. It tastes so much. It's like rich. I can't.
Well, which one, Bruce? Which one should I try? I'm the wussy. Which one should I do it?
I'm doing a new batch, and I'm considering a habanero serrano mango.
Nice.
Would that be something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, that sounds good.
It does sound good.
All right. Otherwise, instead of mango, I would do blueberry.
I think mango sounds
mango
like it would taste better than a blueberry. Mango I think,
it is.
My tongue is still blue.
It's going to be like that for the rest of your life.
It burns still.
Wait till you go to the bathroom.
You won't have to worry about it. You won't be able to worry about it. You won't be able to see because your eyes will be to your chin.
Yeah.
The rest of your life, people will go, "Oh, you took the chip challenge."
Yeah.
I'm such a dick.
The joy doesn't end with eating it. Wait till you go to the bathroom.
I know. That's the second challenge.
It's the second challenge.
See if it changes color.
I feel it's still up here. It's still way up here, man. If I have COVID, it's gone now. Forget it. That COVID got burned out.
There you go. That was the cure we could have had all along.
Yeah, just eat a chip and your COVID's gone.
I think you got to take that clip and put it on TikTok.
man.
Just cut that right into a clip. He sends it to me. I can post 10 minutes.
Oh, speaking of clip, I can recover when we. This is Bruce actually has a. We have a video clip.
Cool.
Check.
I've got to find it though. Oh,
Cool. Let's bring some content to this show.
Let's go to the video clip.
This is, you know what? This is very appropriate too, Bruce. If you think about it.
I will think about it.
Here we go.
Hi, I'm Bruce Baum, and every smart distance runner knows the importance of replenishing the body's nutrients. That's why when I train, I wear the broiler. All you do is take your favorite piece of pork, beef, or a nice piece of fish, put it in the patented tray, slide it on in. The broiler uses the heat of your feet to cook the meat. The broiler. If the shoe cooks, wear it.
The broiler by Yikey. It's hot.
That's so funny.
A nice piece of fish.
That's so funny. That's when you looked like David Crosby.
Them were the days, yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, that's hilarious.
And by the way, I've got other videos that I own that I shot myself, and you can see it on. I got a channel on YouTube called Personal Stash, but the easiest way to get there is, well, no, you got it backwards. It's brucebaum.com. /YouTube.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I don't know. Maybe you can get there that way too. I don't know.
I don't think so. It's got to be pretty. Well, the name Bruce Baum will bring up stuff that you're in.
Right. Well, there's usually if you put Personal Stash up, there you go.
Just don't type my name in YouTube because you'll be on a watch list after that.
Do you know that I worked with Crosby, Stills, Nash for 10 years. When I first met Crosby, I go, you look like Bruce Baum. I swear to God. I said that to him, and he was like, shut up.
I have that picture somewhere, too.
David Crosby doesn't look like David Crosby anymore.
No.
I've had I know he's been mistaken for me a couple times.
I know. That's what I said to him. And
Wasn't that an
people have
airport?
said that to him.
We're trying to get him on the show. We've had Graham Nash. We've got to get David Crosby.
David Crosby right now looks like who's a ventriloquist, the really expensive guy. Who does the old man.
Oh, Jeff Dunham.
Yeah, it
Jeff
looks
Dunham?
like look at Jeff Dunham's old man puppet. It looks like David Crosby. It does. It looks just like Graham Nash. Thinking about it all the time.
Speaking of Jeff Dunham, he has a hot pepper on a stick. Doesn't he have he has a hot pepper puppet
jalapeno on his
stick. Look at that, man. It's a jalapeno day.
Well, and when he was too sick or went through his kidney thing, I did a few shows with them, and we were no Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Baum.
No Crosby.
Are you still out there doing the stand-up?
Yeah, I haven't done much since everything opened up. I'm trying to do more online stuff and the Pepper stuff, and I'll go out again. I'm putting together, a new show. So, but I'm doing lots, on the internet and shooting videos, writing stuff. I've got a film coming out that's hitting platforms November 4th that I'm in. I didn't make. It's a mockumentary about a sign spinner. It's called. It's Izzy Lyon, IZZYLYON, The Unspun Truth. Greg Proops is in it, and Jeff Davis, a lot of the guys from Who's Line.
Greg Proops is so funny.
Yeah,
wow.
There's a lot of good people. Lang Parker is in it, so yeah, it's
very cool. Because I'm actually I haven't since before COVID. I have not been on a stage doing any stand-up, so it's been about three years since I've done anything. And actually, in 2 weeks, I'm just gonna do an opening for a show. But
your act still works. I've been doing it.
Hey,
It still works.
I'm doing a few charity things around town coming up for like veterans and stuff like that. But, I'm just not going out on the road that much until everything. It's more the airlines and stuff. If I can drive it, I'll do it. But,
yeah.
You never know whether you're going to get home or to the gig.
Oh, dude, I gotta tell you, I went to the store to buy that chip yesterday. I was telling Mike that's the first time I've been in this, like the third time in 2.5 years I've been in the supermarket because I absolutely am avoiding crowds like crazy with this.
That's just because you're lazy. Don't lie. It's not because of COVID.
It's true.
You're just lazy.
I go to stores. I've opened up enough. I'll go to stores and restaurants.
Do you wear a mask?
Remember how bad it was when you used to get your groceries delivered and you'd have to clean everything before you
Oh my God.
in
First of all,
it'd take forever. It would
like
take
Craig,
forever.
I had it delivered. They would leave it outside my garage, and I would tell them, and I would watch through the window until they left. Yeah, okay, bye. And then me and my wife we had a table set up in the garage, and we would put everything on the table,
clean table and the bed table.
Right. So I mean, every orange, every apple, everything would get wiped off, and then you got to wash it to get the stuff you cleaned it off, that de-germed it, and then put it on the clean thing. Oh my!
And do you know that turned out not to be a problem with COVID, but from monkeypox, actually touching somebody touched you. That's how that works. So
no monkeypox. My monkeypox.
Sorry,
monkeys.
If I ever got monkeypox, I'd be too embarrassed. I'd have to kill myself.
I know. I've been telling people it's leprosy. It's leprosy. It's not monkeypox.
Yeah, relax.
And everybody would think you were gay too. So you'd be like, am I?
It's not just gay people get it.
Yeah, but they call it that. I don't know why.
Well, does it actually come from monkeys?
I guess so.
Because you got to figure patient 0 was sitting in some doctor's office when the doctor walked in and go, hey, we've run a lot of tests here today, and let me just ask you something. Did you fuck a monkey?
Yeah, but now see, that's what I want to know. What's with gay people and monkeys then? Because AIDS also, didn't AIDS start with somebody banging a monkey?
No,
see, I'm kind of.
That was what they first said.
That's what they
But
thought.
I think they fucked a pig.
I think it's just.
Well, didn't COVID?
Hey, listen, if fucking a pig gave you AIDS, we'd all have AIDS.
No,
anyway,
it's just a rumor because I had sex with Peter Tork and I'm fine.
But I think
he was a monkey.
Oh my God, I didn't get that at all.
Peter Tork. Okay, I should have said Mickey Dolenz, but
I'm sorry, Bruce. What were you saying?
I think you get it from eating infected meat of the monkey, or like in the past.
Or the bat.
People are going into the jungles and pulling out animals and diseases that were there for centuries that no one's got an immunity to now. So
why would you eat a monkey? I mean, geez, it's monkey.
You never saw Indiana Jones.
Monkeys don't need foreplay.
Well,
oh man.
Oh man.
Okay, I've been that Peter Tork joke isn't so bad now, is it?
Yes, it still is.
Yes, it still is. Oh man, in Indiana Jones, they were eating the monkey brains, weren't they?
Yeah, while the monkey's still
common.
alive.
There's countries where that's gourmet.
Yeah, while the monkey's still alive.
I think.
Well, anyway, so just because the reason why I put this up today.
Can you imagine being the monkey while they're eating your brain while you're still alive, going, "What the fuck is going on?" Hey, Thursday.
Hey, wait.
See, we always worry about what we're going to talk about, but we always find something.
Well, that's why I put this up. I thought we could talk about music. I thought music might be for music from back in the day, and like we're comics. I mean, you guys have opened for band. John, 10 years opened for Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Bruce, you opened for bands ever?
Yeah, but just to make the bridge from monkeypox, from eating monkey brains to music. I forgot whether it was Graham Parker or Elvis Costello. There's a line, eating monkey brains with a spoon, in one of their early albums.
Really?
And that's what they ate it with.
Casting my memory back, that guy we showed earlier was actually closer to Elvis Costello than Elvis Presley.
I opened for
Elvis Lou Costello.
I opened for the Cowsills.
I opened up this. I opened for Christopher Cross.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
I love Christopher Cross. No, I that was great.
For a lot of bands, and they all laugh at this, except for him. We were at the Greek Theater, and it was opening night, and I was doing some shows with them. And the security comes back. I was on the second. They said Christopher Cross's his dressing room was on the first floor. He doesn't want to see anybody, talk to anybody before the show. So he leaves, and I go downstairs and knock on Christopher Cross's door. And he opens the door and goes, yeah. I said, hi, I'm Bruce Baum. I'm the comedian on the show tonight. Let me just get something straight. Tonight, I go on first, and then tomorrow, and he goes, you're going on first every night. I was just joking. I was serious there.
Obviously, he didn't have a great sense of humor there.
Yeah.
Well,
some of these guys, right? Like I opened for Huey Lewis in the News, and he showed up. He showed up at the theater at 10 o'clock in the morning in his bus. Fans started gathering around noon that stood out there, and at 7:30 they went to the bus to get him. He put a newspaper over his head and walked right by everyone. Didn't say one word, not anything. Oh, wow. And went to his restroom and said, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. And the guys at Westbury Music Fair, they work with Sinatra. They work with all these acts, you know. And you should hear these guys backstage. Fuck this guy. Who the hell does he think he is? You'd think it would be different if he had a hit in the last 20 years.
Hey, I heard Barry.
Huey is a good guy. I mean, if you open for him, I think, generally that's almost.
I mean, I opened for him twice and never said one word to me or anything.
Maybe he was having a bad day, or maybe he don't like magic.
Yeah, he's usually very personable.
I would have thought he would have been. I would have thought he would have been.
He's a guy.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but there were rumors that Barry Manilow would make people face the wall. Like when he was walking out to the stage or whatever, you'd have to turn away from him because I guess he was afraid you'd steal his aura or something. I don't know.
I told this, my friend of mine used to work for MTV, and she worked her way up. She was like a vice president. So when they had the MTV Awards, they were all assigned a star. And she got assigned Madonna. And this is when she was still married to Sean Penn. So they go to pick her up at that thing, and Sean Penn comes down first and says to my friend Sharon, listen, when Madonna gets in the limo, you can't look at her, you can't talk to her, and just make like she's not here. And my friend Sharon goes, fuck her, I should have taken the monkeys. And he goes upstairs, and she comes downstairs, and she couldn't have been any nicer. I guess he was laughing when he left. So he must have told her what she said.
Oh, there it's second. It's the gift that keeps on giving. There goes Craig.
Because you had a bad day.
Yeah.
I muted that because you didn't want to get sick.
Who else did I open for? I opened for Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
He used to lay on the stage and put his head underneath the curtain and watch my show. And I would do my show. I'd turn around and see his face from underneath the curtain.
I met him backstage. He was awesome. He was terrific.
There was in his writer, he had to have a new Hawaiian shirt before every performance.
And now he's got 10,000 of them.
And he had a wardrobe. He had a wardrobe, well, those big wardrobe cases with hundreds of them in there.
Yeah.
So, Bruce, you opened for Christopher Cross at the Greek?
Yes.
I saw him in 1980 or 1980. Well, it was after Arthur's Theme at Radio City Music Hall. And he came out. They opened the curtain. It was just a chair. There was no background, and he just played acoustic for 2 hours.
Acoustic guitar, yeah. Hey man, one of my favorite songs in the whole ever is "Ride Like the Wind," man. Christopher Cross.
Well, I got to tell you this. Aside from that, he does do a great show. I mean, his musicians are great. So I don't want to cast aspersions on him as an artist.
Arthur's Theme.
And if you're from New York, Arthur's Theme. I mean, come on, it's nothing brings me back home like Arthur's Theme, and the smell of chestnuts and piss come wafting out of the subway.
Do you know who wrote the line when you get caught between the moon and New York City?
Well, I guess it wasn't Christopher Cross because you're asking us.
Let me take a guess.
Go ahead.
I don't know the answer.
Okay.
I'm going to guess Kenny Loggins.
Well, that's a good guess. It was actually the crew of Apollo 13, but seriously, no, it was. Hold on. It is a good guess. It was Peter Allen.
Next bad joke, and you have to eat another chip.
What'd you say?
Next stupid joke, you have to eat another chip.
What What is wrong with my jokes? I can barely talk, and
I think what's wrong with your jokes? I think that the chip gave you brain damage.
Great. You mean more brain damage, right?
How come always says damage? Sometimes it might be an enhancement.
There you go.
Well, believe me, for a few minutes, I could see through time.
My gosh.
Well, I say you guys are a little. I opened for and it's the only time ever because I could never understand why they had comedians opening for bands, and this was open for Steppenwolf. But the coolest thing, this is what Jimmy's Comedy Alley. Remember Jimmy's Comedy Alley, and at one point they were putting little band like they had Hot Tuna, whatever. And the coolest thing about it though was before the audience or anything, I'm sitting out by myself in the audio, in the chairs, and here's John Kay and Steppenwolf, and they're just warming up. I mean, you talk about surreal, and that's why I wanted to talk about surreal moments in your life. It's like I've had, I'm sure you guys, have had, like Bruce must have had, because you've been around for a long time. What would you say was one of those moments where you like looked around and you went, I can't believe I'm actually here?
Well, there's a story that I'll tell real quickly, and it's the middle part where it wasn't so much that, but it was just one of those, there used to, at the Punchline in San Francisco, the other side of the door that you walk through used to be called the Old Waldorf, which has since changed venues. It's somewhere else now, but it was a place where people played on their way up, people like Huey Lewis, or people that, kind of like were still popular, but not ultimately, at the peak of their careers. But you could actually do your set and then walk through the door and watch Greg Kihn, Huey Lewis.
No.
At that time, all the, guys from the Starship would be in like little, bands they put together.
Right.
And a lot of times they would hire the comics. So one night they call me and they say, do you want to open up next door between your shows? It's the Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh.
But they're going under their original name, the Soft White Underbelly.
So if I remember when they did that,
Wow.
Yes.
And it was the hardest core of their hardest core fans, because those are the only ones that knew.
Yes.
Who they were.
If
Yeah.
there's Caledonia involved, that's Van Morrison. So it was like, so there was no like and special guest. It was an evening with the Soft White Underbelly. And I'm, back then they pay like $500 a show, and all I had to do was walk through a door. So before the room fills up, the manager says to me, look, you only have to do 15 minutes, but nobody's ever gone the distance. And I'm thinking, who do you think you're talking to here?
You always think
I'm Bruce Baum. Who do you think you're talking to?
And it's kind of like the old Albert Brooks bit. I walk out, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, and the crowd goes berserk. They think
the band's coming on.
The comedy of Bruce Baum. Fuck you! Fuck you! I get to the microphone, I go, fuck me, fuck you, and they cheer. But the moment they're done cheering, they start booing again. So it's 15 minutes of that, but I went to the distance. I cut my eye open so I could still see the crowd. A girl jumped on stage and took a swing at me. I picked her up and put her back down.
Really?
Yeah. So but I went the distance. So between shows, my brother was going to UC Berkeley at the time, and this was in San Francisco. I said, you got to come over here. You got to see this show. I'm opening up for Blue Oyster Cult. He goes, oh, is it going really good? I go, no, you'll never see it go this bad. So he shows up, and he tells me after the show that there was a guy next to him that said, hey, watch this. And he was going to throw a bottle at me. But my brother grabbed his arm. So the second show went like the first, just terrible. But I went the distance. Okay, scoot ahead maybe 10 years when Rick Dees had that Into the Night late night.
Yeah, I did that show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I did the show, and I'm on with Blue Oyster Cult. So I go to their dressing room. I knock on the door, open it up. I go, hey.
So am I going first tonight? Or
Yeah. I said, look, I know you guys probably don't remember this, and they went, Old Waldorf, the only guy to ever go the distance.
Wow.
They said, yeah, after about 5 minutes, our manager came back and said, I think this guy's gonna make it. And they said we were all watching. We opened up the door to the showroom and we're all watching. So,
oh my God, what a great story.
When they called the club and the year, that was one of those moments you went, wow.
Wow. Yeah. Blue Oyster Cult remembers me. Yes.
I had a moment like that with these guys though when I was working. I'd been working with Crosby, Stills and Nash acoustic tour. And we've been doing pretty big venues, like 6,000, 7,000 seats. For me, that was big, you know? So I look on the tour guide and we're going to this 1,500 seat movie theater in Philadelphia. And I go, why are we doing this? They go, oh, they know the owner and blah, blah, blah. And the crowd can be pretty rough, but it's going to be good. So I get there and I'm like, so I tell all my friends in New York, I got 8, come up, you got to see me. I've been crushing, blah, 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 blah. So
is this during your, in this envelope, clearly marked danger, spooky stuff inside phase?
It should have been. But anyway, so they come out, right? And the crowd is all restless and everything. And, the local DJ comes out and goes, you like Crosby, Stills and Nash? They're like, ah. He goes, all right, well, here's your comedian, John. That was my intro. And he walks out, and they hate me. They hate me. From the minute I'm out, they hate me. They're just doing this. CSN. They're banging on it. So finally, like you, I turn around, they go, hey, fuck you. I only have to be out here 20 minutes. I'll stay out here 30 if you don't shut up, right? Wow. And that didn't help. And meanwhile, the funny part was my ex-wife goes to some of my friends, I hope he doesn't think he's doing well. Because I had told him how good I was doing. And I walked off stage. I did my time. I did my time. I actually did 5 extra. And I walked off, and Crosby met me at the doorway and gave me a bear hug and went, Ben, they fucking hated you. And I go, thanks. And he goes, no shit, man. They really hated you. Like, oh, thanks.
I have a similar story, but it wasn't opening for a band. It was opening for another comic. It was when I opened for Dice. Now, you got to remember, when he was, huge in his heyday. His fans, it's like, so it was the first time I opened for him. And I go on, and Dice, we're backstage, and this was that again at Jimmy's Comedy Alley. And I'm freaking like, oh my God. He goes, don't worry. He goes, they're idiots. He goes, just walk back and forth and curse. They'll love you. So I go out, and of course, they hate me, and they're like, fucking Dice. And that same thing. I said, you know what? Fuck you. I said, if I don't bring Dice out, Dice don't come out, and then it started to calm down. No. And I've, like you said, the instinct is to duck. But I did my time. I bought Dice out. It was, whatever. But, we have
to get ready to wrap things up. So,
but it's also the longest 15 minutes of your life.
Oh my God!
Just real quick, when something like that happens, I try to go home and write, or back to my hotel room and write something in case it ever happens again. Several years later, opening for Molly Hatchet, same response.
Oh, love Molly Hatchet.
Yeah, well, it was like disaster tour, and it's a Hollywood Palladium. Boob, I go, listen, Molly Hatchet's here, but they're backstage doing my drugs, and they're not coming out till they peak. And everybody cheered, and that was
my
so
friend
you
Jerry.
Can, the lesson is you can win them if you know how to win them.
But
my friend Jerry used to be in Molly Hatchet. He played bass for them. He stepped in, and he goes, he was great. He's still alive. I shouldn't talk like he's dead. But he went, hey Craig. He goes, what has 200 arms and legs and 4 teeth? I'm like, I don't know. He goes, the front row at a Molly Hatchet concert. Yeah.
Well, it's so funny though how certain things, because after that show, Graham Nash came back and said, from now on, I'm going to introduce you. You shouldn't have to go through that. And he would come out on stage and go, hey, good evening. Welcome to Philly. Oh, we love Philadelphia. He would do like Stick, we say put Philly on our tour, but we're not ready to come out right now. We're going to bring out a friend of ours, and you better give him the respect he deserves because he's a good guy. And all of a sudden the crowd's like, this guy knows them. And it's like night and day. It's like the most ridiculous thing in the world.
And all it is just a little bit of respect. It's like if you're a performer, if you're whatever, you should understand the plight of somebody else and just, understand how freaking hard it is and do everything you can to make the show a success.
Yeah, a lot of those guys just don't care. They're there for their payday. All right. Well, listen, I think we had some fun today. We saw Bruce Baum and his Nogginblast sauce and some
So
great
Craig
stories.
almost die.
We saw Craig almost die, which was really funny.
Still blue.
And it'll be even funnier tomorrow morning.
Yes. And Papa Smurf is still smiling.
And I think we had a whole show planned, which never goes that way. But you can see us on the Roku Strong Island Entertainment app. And you can see us on our www.strongisland.com or on our own website, www.thebbbbradio.com.
Right,
and we'll be here next week, like we're here every week. But try to catch us on the Roku channel.
And next week is live. Next week is Carrot Top, isn't it?
Yeah, no. Next week we talk about our heroes. The week after is Carrot Top.
Okay. I should actually read the schedule, but that would take effort, and I'm just not into that.
Again, Bruce, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thanks, Bruce. Thank you.
Great time.
And wait, one more time. Where do I go to buy the Noggin Blaster?
Nogginblast.
Nogginblast.com. Okay.
Nogginblast.com.
There it is. Write it down.
There you go.
Write it
get
down.
some today. And,
all right, everybody. Let's. I'm John Ferrantino.
Mike Grief.
See you if I live.
Happy everything.
All righty. Take care. See you next week.